Virgin Islands. And happy Paradise Tuesday to all. And this beautiful sunny Tuesday, the third Tuesday of March. Today is March 17, 2026. I'm here in the studio. I'm expecting, well, I actually have a guest in the studio, a former student of mine that's going to give you some inspirational messages and going to participate in the three questions that I have prepared for all invited guests to the studio. And anyone interested in being a guest to this show, this 1 hour radio show on the number one radio talk radio station, WSDX 970 AM. If you're listening, it's on the AM channel, or you may be streaming live on Facebook. Once again, welcome to At the Table with Crucian Educator. It's my pleasure to serve as the host for At the Table with Crucian Educator. This is yours truly, Verdell Peterson. It's a 1 hour radio talk show. So if opportunity permits, we will give you a chance to call in if you like to participate in the discussion. The numbers are 340-773-0390 and 340-773-0490. This show intends to educate, enlighten, and inspire minds here in the U.S. Virgin Islands. If you wish to be involved and be informed of all the happenings and immerse yourself virtually in the political, historical, educational, cultural, and social affairs of the U.S. Virgin Islands, you're welcome to join my Facebook group, Virgin Islands Affairs Forum. You can see this video being streamed on 970 AM WSTX on Facebook, and you could also interact with the WSTX Facebook page. And once again, welcome everyone. The topics I like to focus on are civics, culture, Virgin Islands culture, Virgin Islands history, governance, constitutional development, political status, self-determination, and also humanity, equal rights for everyone, human rights for everyone, the same human rights. Those are the topics I focus on. I avoid focusing on religion, political ideologies, mythology, conspiracy theories, and personal issues. I believe we could all learn from each other. Knowledge is power. So I have a guest here in the studio, a former student of mine. Please welcome him. He will give you his background, introduce himself, and then I will be interviewing him. Welcome.
My name is, yes, my name is Albert Marcel. Some people know me as Demos. I work for the G. Now I'm in the government, and I'm here to answer certain questions and talk about reality and synchronicity.
Yeah. Okay, well, the first question is, as this is a political cycle, an election cycle, a political season, it's hot. I would like to know, are you a registered voter?
Last time I voted for Mr. Map.
Okay.
So I ain't really know, but I have my voter's card, and I think this time, yeah, I will vote. I think either I register. If not, I can be registered.
Well, if you already registered, maybe you're on the inactive list, meaning you have not been removed, because they don't remove anybody. They don't purge the registration list as they used to in the past. That used to happen. If you didn't, if you or registered and you didn't participate in several elections, they would remove you from the list. I think that was challenged. It's very unconstitutional because voting is both a right and a privilege. If you decide you don't want to participate this time, that's your privilege and right. So obviously you didn't participate in the last two general elections because you said you voted when the
that was
farmer.
like probably 2016, probably 2014, me about.
I think it was 2000, yeah, 2014,
Yeah.
I believe so. And yes, I think the ninth elected governor, Albert Bryan Jr., came in 2020,
Yeah.
and he was elected to a second term. So, well, actually, no. Let's go backwards because it's
Yeah.
now 2026.
Yeah.
He's on his last term. So he was elected in, I guess it would be
2019, no. 2020.
2024,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Because
They must do 4. Yeah.
he did 4.
He did 4 the first time.
All right.
And then 4
Well,
more.
okay, whatever.
Yeah.
We can figure the math later on. Okay, the
Yeah.
point is, this is the last term. This is the ninth elected governor of the U.S. Virgin Islands, Albert Bryan Jr. He's currently serving, and he is not up for re-election because after you do 2
Terms.
consecutive terms, you're not eligible to run for a third term. I believe you can skip a term. So civic is important because you need to know what's your rights as a citizen. You need to know the process because this is a government for the people, of the people, and this government is what is known as a Republican form of government, meaning you have 3 branches that check and balance. They have equal power, but they check on each other. The first branch is the legislative branch, and they make the laws. The second branch execute the laws, and the third branch interprets the law. So sometimes you have a dispute whether the law is being applied equally or properly. So I'm glad to know that you're a registered voter because I have a concern that young people are not participating in the election process. It's at this disappointing level. Most of the voters, the registered voters that participate in elections are over the age of 40. And I know you're over the age of 40, but I still consider you're still young because we have few under the age of 40 that's participating. So my second question is, as an inactive voter, what you think would inspire those who have not yet registered to vote and eligible to do so, and those who are inactive?
So you want to know what will
What will inspire them to participate? Because this is a big one.
Yeah.
This is a big election.
Yeah.
Coming up, general election. When I say big, I don't mean big in necessary in terms of the number of voters that's going to participate. I mean big in terms of the list of prospective candidates. I say prospective because the deadline has not reached for candidates to submit their nomination papers. So all we're hearing is speculations. People thinking about running, people saying they're going to run, but we're not going to know for sure until the official date when they submit their nomination papers. So I'm predicting, this is my prediction, it's going to be a political storm and a level category 10 because you're going to have a long list of names on the ballot. When there is a gubernatorial race, you get more participation. You get more candidates for the first branch for the legislature. Based on my review of the history, political history. So that's what I'm saying in terms of big. But yet, you're still hearing the dismal percentage of registered voters not participating in the process. I mean, I don't know. I could go and look it up. Roughly, right now, the number of registered voters in the territory, but I think it's roughly around 30,000, something like that. Roughly, that's my prediction. I'm gonna check it out. But you can answer the question.
Yeah, in a place that they say we have like at least almost 100,000 people. I think the reason why a lot of young people ain't participating because they ain't really feeling the St. Croix. Like a lot of promises have been broken, and we ain't seen a lot of result, and people want economic result because we have a lot of complaints on the island, and people ain't feeling the politician.
So you believe that they feel discouraged?
Yeah, they feel discouraged
because they're disappointed that they are.
I to be out on the road, and people always talk about what's going on at St. Croix, and a lot of people ain't feel it.
They're not feeling it.
They ain't feeling the prosperity. I ain't seeing a lot of growth neither. Yeah. So a lot of people ain't believing the thing, even though it's important. I ain't gonna participate because I come along and I change certain things, and I seeing what happening, and I working for these people. And I'm in a little small job, and I see well it need change. And they gotta come with result to everybody in St. Croix for people to be believing what the people in charge, the politicians saying. You know what I mean?
So you don't think right now
we don't
people are feeling hopeless?
Yeah, because a lot of people kind of feeling like they ain't seeing growth in St. Croix. And it always kind of come down to like how we just compare it with like
St. Thomas, right?
Yeah, with the island across the sea, and that's what people.
The capital, rock city.
So I
they
think
gave everything.
I think they need to you know what I mean, kind of big we up and give me some more credit, because St. Croix is a bigger island, and I like St. Thomas, love St. Croix, you know what I mean? But me think everybody getting a fair chance to like express themselves and participate in the growth of St. Croix, and them gonna do a better job. And yes, this political season will be serious, because everybody done saying who they would like to win and who they would like to run. And when it comes to that, certain people will put in your place and say, that's how we go, and these people is who, this and that. So I think that they need to connect with the younger people and people who.
When you said they, who specifically referring to?
The people in charge.
The powers to be. Public officials. Okay.
Yes.
Well, I would agree with you on that. I think they need to do more education, but that's why I'm doing my part as a community activist.
Yeah,
I am promoting
kind of lose faith
education, because the public officials are not, in my opinion, they're not doing enough to encourage the young people to participate in the process.
Yeah,
they are not sufficiently educating them about the process, and meanwhile you have a vociferous minority out there giving misinformation, discouraging them even more, spreading myths. That's why I said I'm not into mythology.
Yeah,
telling them, oh, don't vote, your votes don't count, election system is rigged, blah blah blah, without any evidence. That's the perfect word. But I have the information here. It says active register voters. They use the word active. So maybe the number of actual registered voters is higher than this. Maybe it's like what I estimated, 30,000.
Yeah.
But when they say active, they mean people who participated in the last two.
Yeah.
I believe that's what they meant by active. So you will not be on that list because you're inactive, but you're still registered.
Exactly.
You are still registered. You just missed two. Yeah, you just missed two gubernatorial elections.
Yeah.
Because we're in the year 2026. So the governor now will be completing his term. His first term will be ended. His first term ended 2022.
But if I could say something, I feel like in just the young people in participate. I think a lot of people in St. Croix discouraged because we ain't seeing, we love this island, but it'll feel like, if you ask me, things are kind of be a little too hard to accomplish in St. Croix. As like it kind of feel like.
Okay, hold that thought for a minute. I want to make sure they get the numbers.
Yeah.
Active registered voters for the entire territory as March 5th, 2026, 28,412. Now the breakdown per island. So I always get the opportunity to educate and give factual information. St. Croix, 14,000. 163. You know, it's the largest in terms of geographical size. But St. Thomas, which is wait, St. Thomas have almost the same number. It's only half about 1,000 because St. Thomas 32 square miles, St. Croix 84 square miles. Two of St. Thomas's can fit into St. Croix. They have 13,103 active registered voters at St. Thomas. And it is said they're the ones that determine who will be the next governor. They go out and vote for the number of people compared to St. Croix. It's roughly about the same. But if you want to analyze it, definitely it appears that they make sure they participate in a gubernatorial race. They're like, And so far it has been pretty balanced. You got how many governors you think came from St. Croix? So far we are number 9. This is the 9th elected governor.
Okay.
How many were from St. Croix that you can recall?
Me?
Yeah.
I can only recall Ramanco, which is
Map?
No, not Map.
No, I mean
back in the 90s.
From St. Croix?
Yeah.
Well, actually, Farrelly wasn't. He was from St. Thomas. He was born. He was born at St. Croix. Yeah. But Farrelly actually from St. Thomas. So I thought you would say Map. That's why I said Map.
No, I just said these two. I feel like some St. Croix.
No, but they won.
Governors, because in daytime St. Croix was doing good.
But let's say what I'm saying though.
but
from St. Croix.
But you correct me because I didn't know that.
Farrelly was born on St. Croix.
Okay.
But Farrelly, when elected, he ran from the district of St. Thomas St. John district. And his running mate was the lieutenant governor, the running mate, the what's his name again? The Hodge.
Yeah.
St. Croix. So usually how it works is the gubernatorial team.
Yeah.
The governor.
And one from St. Croix.
Yeah, from one district and the lieutenant governor candidate from another district. That's how it has been in the past. Now, I don't know, it could change. There's no law that say it must be that way, but that's how it's been. So as far as I can recollect, I would say Juan Louis from St. Croix.
Yeah.
Map from St. Croix. But when you go back and you study it now, let's analyze it. The first elected governor was who? I don't want to put you on the spot.
No.
You may seem like a trivia quiz.
No. I know this one. We're talking about the governor that he was feared. He had all white hair. I probably forget his name.
I'll give you take the highway. The highway. The highway. This one highway.
I know it's this.
You don't know the name of the highway?
Yes.
What's the name of the highway?
Name of the highway. Name of
the highway.
Melvin Evans.
Well, that was the first elected governor. Okay.
Right.
Actually, he was born on St. Croix too, but he was elected from the district of St. Thomas. Okay. Yeah. So, and the second elected governor.
Yeah.
Who?
Again, I probably know how to describe them, man. I ain't really good with names because I ain't really been studying. But according to the people at the VA, them I say he was our best governor.
Cyril
That
King
gave Cyril King. Yeah, that gave everybody a chance.
from St. Thomas.
See,
Okay.
I didn't know he was from St. Thomas, but to me, he was kind of glorified and
Okay, and then
starring
turn
in St. Croix,
third governor
third governor.
for St. Croix.
Okay,
Born in Puerto Rico,
yeah.
but elected from the district of St. Croix.
See,
Born in Puerto Rico, the hospital and St. Croix named
Ah.
after him.
Juan Louis.
Juan Louis,
Yeah,
the
I
fourth.
think he was a proper he was a proper governor. Cause when you are governor of St. Croix was nice, and that's what the people of St. Croix kind of want. We want that feeling of St. Croix kind of normal and we doing good, because it'll be like a comparing
Right.
to the next island across the water.
Exactly.
And we need to get over that as like Virgin Islanders.
And the fourth one is Farrelly,
Yeah.
born in St. Croix, elected from St. Thomas.
He's from St. Thomas.
Elected from St. Thomas.
Elected, see?
Now the fifth,
You actually know.
I'm taking us on a historical journey, a political historical journey.
I never studied like that. I just know, to me, the good governor from the governor them that I feel like
Okay, all right. This one, I'm gonna give you a hint. This one was from St. Thomas too. And he got 2 terms, a Democrat.
Yeah.
Got 2 terms, Democrat, just like Farrelly and Hodge.
Yeah.
2 terms,
2
Democrat.
terms. Yes. I remember them thing. The name, I ain't really sure right now.
Okay, Turnbull.
Turnbull. Yeah, but them I say he a Banyan, he come from the next island.
No, his family, his parents from Totola.
Yeah.
But he was born at St. Thomas.
And St. Thomas. Okay,
Yeah.
Yeah. He wasn't a Crucian governor. And see now, I think right that.
Well, I hope I have it right, because now I'm thinking,
Wait, I've been hearing that he come from Dong Island and get a chance to
okay, no, his parents.
Yeah,
Okay, if we get it wrong, we're not perfect. If anybody, you're welcome to call in if you wish. You want to be part of the conversation. The 6th, maybe I have it wrong, maybe 5th or 6th place. But we had, actually, I think I do have it wrong. The 5th, I think, was Snyder. Yes, I thought about it. Okay. Snyder, 1 term. Then the 6th was Turnbull, 2 terms, Democrat.
Yeah.
After Turnbull came John P. DeYoung Jr.
Yeah.
St. Thomas.
St. Thomas.
Again.
Yeah. See?
2 terms, Democrat. The 8th was the one you voted for, 1 term. And who was that? You voted for him the last time you voted.
Yeah.
Kenneth Mapp.
Kenneth Mapp.
1 term.
1 term.
No party.
And
the 9th elected governor is the one currently serving, Albert Bryan Jr.
Yeah.
And he is completing his 2nd term, Democrat, born at St. Thomas, elected from St. Croix.
Wow.
So, those of you listening, you could do the math, okay? Me and them have been from St. Thomas, elected from St. Thomas, not necessarily born at St. Thomas, because all the governors weren't even born in the Virgin Islands. Mapp was not born in the U.S. Virgin Islands. He was born in New York. Well, I study, I go on, I'm a lifetime scholar. So I do my research. Not always perfect. Facts can be verified. I don't mind being corrected, educated, edified. It's no problem. because we're not all perfect. But I always say we all entitled to our opinions, our views, our theories,
Yeah.
ideas, conclusions, beliefs, opinions, and even our own delusions. But you're not entitled to your own facts. Facts can be verified. So I try to focus on the process, like I said, and that's why I went through this because I wanted to get this perspective from you, my former student, and you. So far, I want to hear your story about your experience when you were incarcerated because I think it could inspire others. Because one thing you said to me that was, and that's why I invited you to the show, because I was really intrigued about one thing you statement that you made. Because one of my saying is always read to exceed, read, get the facts, because especially now in a hot political season, you're gonna have all kinds of people coming out and telling you they sound good, they look good.
Yeah. But we know if they're good.
But are they telling you factual information? Are they presenting their opinions as facts? Are they miseducating you? And one way you can verify facts is by reading. Read the law for yourself because people will tell you anything. And then so like some of them sound good, they look good, and if they are a politician, I mean, they're running for office. Sorry, I'm not a politician, but they're seeking public office, but they're not a politician. So really?
Yeah.
So what are you? If you're seeking public office, that means you're a politician because you want people to listen to you and you want people to support your message and your agenda and vote for you. So that makes you a politician. So you now told me your story, and I would like if you could share it to our audience.
Yeah, for sure. When I've been incarcerated, it was like, reality. And then I've been going through it because the last time I've been incarcerated, that wasn't my first day. And then facts and reality to be hitting you if you're studying life while you're doing your time. So now I mean I in there, I gotta be tough. I gotta know what's going on. And after a while, if you really want to like come out, you gotta be thinking about what you gonna do or your place when you come out in society. So after about a year and change, I get to realize that I have to try to control my 24 hours every day. And that's when I start to see and feel like I got the smart. So I start to study numbers and then I start to read them books because I locked down a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And instead of gaining problems, because when you're in there, you don't gotta be defending yourself. I mean, I had to defend myself certain time and be real. But after a while, I start to say, if I gonna be a better person, I'm gonna be ready for when I come on.
Mm-hmm.
So I start to read every and any book that been in my dorm, 2016. I went for some serious and doing time, like I been to jail and prison. A lot of people think it's one thing. I've been in red and then I went to the orange.
Okay.
And then when I started to do time, I realized like, yeah, I gotta do this time and he ain't get no escape. So I start to read, and then I start to love reading. And then after the time I lock down, when I start to read, I start to change. And then I start to like realize what life was really about. Because I have like 3 youth and
So, what
yeah.
kind of books you've read and where these books came from? Were they provided donation to the prison or the jail, or people purchased them, or they were there? I don't know how that works.
Well, when I come in, the first set of months, I've been doing my thing, working out, getting fit, be ready for whoever gonna come. And I said, man, you wanna know what? Let me pick up these dictionary, encyclopedia that been by the microwave just sitting
Okay.
while everybody having fun. I doing everything, playing domino and everything. But something was telling me that I gotta get ready. Cause this time that I doing different from the rest. Check, I doing time. I mean, all the rest time I be in jail, now at the prison. And when you're in prison, you have a lot of time to think. And I let down my friends and family and everybody, and I feel bad. So I said, man, this gonna be my last thing. I'm tired of going through this. So when I start to read, starting to enjoy reading, and through reading, I start to like, get in my imaginary world, and I end up inventing my own art, and
Wow.
I start to like think different, think clearly, and then the time wasn't really bothering me because I had something to look forward to, and yeah, reading did it for me, and it changed my life. And I'll tell I'll tell anybody that that tag that they might have said reading is fun, the mental. It
Mhm.
really changed my life, and it changed things for me. And right now, it's seeing clear, like me last no more in life. Check.
Well, that's great. What
Yeah.
3 books would you say was the most inspirational for you? 3 of them.
I won't say get 3 book. All the books them did some for me, but if I have
Okay.
to talk about the 3 most inspiring books, I'll say one of my family member have bring me a black Bible.
I would think I was thinking
Yeah,
that the Bible would be a
yeah.
great book.
No, but not the regular Bible,
Regular
the
Bible.
African Bible.
Okay, but nonetheless, a Bible.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
I'll say black African Bible. I'll say one of the most inspiring books to me was when I get to learn about the Buddha them
Mhm.
with certain philosophy, and I start to do the workout and certain
The chant.
novels.
You did the chant.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I start
I
to I
can't
start
sing.
to I start to do the workout and then chant some anthems, and then like I really believe in it
Uh-huh.
because before I get caught up, I studying like Egyptian yoga vibes. So when I get a book there, it just you know connect the dots, and then I turn like a real responsible, serious person because it all makes sense, and then it get me ready for when I come out.
Hmm.
And then I read all them book, and then book show me how to like think for myself and probably start a little biz which when I come out in 2019, now I out in 2016, come out in 2019, but I really get fired, but I'm doing kind of like good, and they turned me down for my first parole and then me out for the second one.
Hmm.
Uh, you know, I'm moving the right way, saying the right things, I participate in everything. I read it. It's really fundamental. It'll give you so much ideas, and it'll bring like you closer to what really going on in the world. Check.
Well, that's great to hear. And you mentioned prison, and prison, that means you
So
have
so
a
so I
felony
went jail.
conviction.
So I went jail where we're in the red, where somebody could bail you out, and then after I do the year, I went prison.
Okay, well, prison is
You
when
know,
you have
when prison is like a very like
you get a felon, you have a felony conviction.
yeah, and the judge gonna hit the vice, and you ain't going nowhere, you ain't getting bail out, whatever.
Has it been expunged? Your felony conviction?
No, ain't been expunged, but I been doing everything right. I then my youth them life, and I'm being blessed and lucky.
But what about did
and the
you?
job.
Okay,
Yeah.
did the governor commute your sentence?
I don't know. It's like how I tell you, I get lucky and blessed to get
Okay.
his job. Like I was doing a lot, out there, like.
Well, okay, I appreciate your
certain-
honesty because, like I said, this is an election cycle, and my prediction is a category 10 political storm. You have prospective candidates who allegedly have a felony conviction. Now, according to the de facto constitution, because we have a constitution, it's just that we didn't ratify it. The constitution is the one that was given to us by the federal government, right? And this constitution, have you ever heard of the Revised Organic Act of 1954?
I've heard about certain, things that they want to pass. Probably.
You're talking about the constitution.
Yeah.
But
I've heard about all kind of constitution, and I heard about the one that they trying to
okay,
to
you're talking
pass.
probably the fifth constitutional draft. But I'm referring to, this is a government document. This is a federal law that is given to us from the federal government that governs us, that tell us what form of government we have. A Republican form of government. It tells us the role and responsibility for each branch.
Well, if I could say something, I thought it was a democratic, according to them according to the powers they always talk about democratic society. So
okay, it is a democratic society.
Yeah,
but what I'm saying,
Republican,
form of government.
Okay.
It's called a Republican form of government. That has to do with the three branches of government.
Yeah.
The first branch, legislative branch. Second branch is the executive branch. Third branch is the judiciary branch.
Okay.
That's what you call a Republican form of government.
Yeah.
We are unincorporated territory of the United States.
Yeah.
The United States is a nation. It's a republic. It's called a republic.
Yeah.
And it has territories. It has 5 unincorporated territories, but we are not a jurisdiction of the United States. So the supreme law of the land, when we say United States, we're talking about the 50 states and all 5 unincorporated territories that make up the United States. Okay?
Yeah.
So the supreme law of the land is the U.S. Constitution, which apply to all 50 states in its entirety and apply to us partially, not the entire thing apply to us. And then you have federal laws and you have Supreme Court rulings. That's what's called the supreme law of the land.
Okay.
And so whatever constitution we write, draft, has to be approved by Congress.
By Congress.
Right. And after it's approved by Congress, we, the electorate of the U.S. Virgin Islands, can ratify it. But in the meantime, we have something in place given to us by Congress. So it's this federal law that's governing us now, and it's called the Revised Organic Act of 1954. Well, in that Revised Organic Act, there is a part that says you're eligible to run to be a senator if you meet the age requirement, the residency requirement. You have to be a bona fide resident for 3 years prior to the election. And you have to, of course, be a United States citizen or a citizen of the United States. Well, there's an additional requirement eligible. You cannot be a convicted felon unless you have received a pardon.
Okay.
So interestingly, though, you can have your rights as a felon be restored once you complete your sentence. But a convicted felon in the U.S. Virgin Islands might be able to vote if they have their civil rights restored, but they can never run for the Senate.
Exactly. That's how come I get to vote for MAP. I wasn't a felon.
You had your rights restored. Right, you couldn't vote as a felon until you complete your sentence.
Yeah, but
exactly.
But he's saying when I vote for MAP, I've been a free man.
Right.
I didn't get in trouble after I end up getting in trouble.
Afterwards.
Yeah, but I'll big up the Virgin Islands and said they'll give you a chance if you.
But what do you think about that law? What do you think about that restriction? That a convicted felon, unless receive a pardon, convicted for a felony or a crime of moral turpitude. What do you think about that law? That you can't be eligible to run for the Senate unless you get a pardon.
I think that's just politics, and that's just like.
Should it be there, or you think that needs to be changed?
Should it be there, or if I think it needs to be changed? I think it needs to be changed, but I can understand why they like.
But interesting, let me tell you this. You could be a convicted felon and run for governor. You could be a convicted felon and run for delegate to House of Representatives.
President of the United States.
President Trump is a convicted felon. There's no restrictions there. However, in the U.S. Virgin Islands, you could run for any public office, except if you're a felon, except for the legislature. So that's the reason why I'm bringing up now the Constitution. We're not necessarily going in order. Right now, there's a 6th Constitutional Convention. We have had several in the past. We are number 6. Okay, to make this long story short, bottom line is at this present moment, we don't have our own constitution that the people went and voted for, and it was ratified. So we're being governed by this Revised Organic Act of 1954, and it has that clause in there.
Okay.
What you think? What changes you would want to see in our Constitution? What kind of amendments you would want to see should the 6th Constitutional Convention be successful in going through the process? Is a process. Don't have the time. I've been explaining it numerous times already.
And I need to say that, and I have heard it a lot.
So what you have? So what things you want to see in this Constitution, and what recommendations you have to ensure the success this time for this sixth constitutional convention? In other words, you think we're gonna get it this time, and how you can make sure that's gonna happen? That's a question. I know it's a long, loaded question, but
It's a serious question.
it's a serious question. I agree.
If you ask me, I just say it need fairness, and we need to hear both sides. Everybody's human, because I want to watch it this like I can't pick say the check. Yeah, you know what I mean? 'Cause that's the
But
part.
what you think will make it be
Mm.
successful this time, the convention?
Like I always say, be fair and hear everybody opinion, and give everybody credit, because sometimes I kind of feel like like a lot of things about either too much on the left or too much on the right, and me a politician, but I just want everybody to be like.
I'm not a politician either.
I'm just saying.
Most of us are not a politician.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Remember, I said politicians seeking public office,
Yeah,
but you're a member of the Virgin Islands community, and I like to hear different perspectives.
yeah.
So, what
I
are some things
probably-
you want to see in this constitution?
You know.
I'm back to that.
I really 100%, understand all the facts and the issues, but we could do better than that in the VA, man. Just recognize everybody, man. That's yeah, it'll be real, because I've been going through a lot, and way how to see the world kind of like there with our old thing, how did the class everything, so
Dividing people into classes
the man
based on where you born,
race and last name and money,
color.
and all them things. So it's like
It sounds like you're
Yeah.
saying you want it to be inclusive. You want a
Yeah.
constitution for everybody, and
Yeah,
everybody will be
because
treated equally under the law.
everybody comes, but me, if everybody gonna be treated equally, because I don't live a life and they say everybody comes, but in this
practice.
real world,
In the reality,
in the reality, I don't really see everybody getting the same.
well, that's what you made a good point. On
Yeah,
paper,
shit.
on paper, the Declaration of Independence,
Yeah.
written by Thomas Jefferson, saying the third president of the United States, he said, all men are created equal. But these are the ones that had slaves,
Yeah,
practiced slavery. Thomas Jefferson had children, illegitimate children with his slave. Okay?
Yeah.
Mhm. These are the ones, these great minds that wrote the US Constitution. Many of them practiced slavery. And then once slavery was abolished, we went into the Jim Crow era.
Wow.
And we still
that
see
was-
discrimination up
that
to
was
now in
rough
the United
for
States.
us,
So on
man. We're still
paper,
going through.
we are equal under the law as US citizens, whether you are naturalized or a natural born US citizen. But in practice, we see what happens,
Exactly.
how people treat you. Often it's just simply based on the color of your skin.
Color, how much money you get, what your last name is,
Class,
what your
Color, class,
your religion.
culture.
I
creed.
can't believe right up to now they still stuck in that type of way of like classing people and doing business, you know what I mean? So when people are talking about peace, they'll be like, ain't no gonna peace and let
And
everybody,
he's treated equally, right?
yeah, and at least be involved, or at least everybody gets something to say.
Well, I agree with you. So that's going to bring me to another question that I have
Yeah.
about what do you see in our community as the 5 most important issues that must be addressed by the Virgin Islands government?
I say life is good on St. Croix, right?
Mhm.
We have issues, and some of our most serious issues is like, let me get control of this whopper rates.
I know that's tough for a lot of
That's one of the most serious thing.
people. Hmm.
Let we include everybody in what going on. A lot of people kind of feel left out. That's why a lot of people don't take part and don't vote. Know what I
Make
mean?
everybody feel they're important, they're relevant,
Yeah.
they're part of this
Yeah.
community, and they have something to
And,
contribute, right?
And I think the politicians them need to be available and let people get in contact with them, and try your best to talk the truth and do right, because most politicians
Like that,
me,
try your best.
yeah, check, like it's all about the money. And I mean, I watch out, this how I feel. I talk into the VA and every politician in the world. I feel everybody to come in doing the right thing. I want to do the right thing, but something will happen when you get in. I mean that.
Maybe power get to the head.
Check what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, and
They make compromises when they get in.
I think that we need to come off this race thing and St. Croix. That's what kind of holding we back.
You think that's a big issue? You really think that's
no. When I said the race thing, I just said I never been prejudiced in my life unless somebody be prejudiced with me, and the VI people have all rights to feel the way how they feel, because they don't see other people,
I know where you. I see where you're going.
coming in and making the rules
I
and calling
see where you're
shots.
going.
Mhm.
Know what I'm saying? So, and then my people even come from the island and I born here, and I love everybody, but I kind of feel like, we kind of still talk about who the 100% and who the 100%. So we to get over that.
Mhm.
So the island could kind of prosper, and that they kind of hold me back.
You're saying more unity. We as one people instead of this division about
I don't think
you ban here, you ban you ban
that they
there.
holding me back, because it's like everybody to bring it up.
Oh,
Who
yeah.
you be? Who you people are making? So I thought from then till now that we have done give up.
Well, you
But it look like
hinted.
it's still kind
Well,
of in the
we're
air.
running out of time, but you
Yeah.
hinted to one of the last question about enhancing Virgin Islands pride, but we're running out of time. So
Yeah,
I'm gonna
yeah.
just ask you to wrap up and give your final thoughts.
My final thoughts is I love all three Virgin Islands, and we could do better, and we should do better if we know better. You know what I'm saying? And since I get a second chance to kind of, be the best that I could be,
Mhm.
now I mean, I think that, life is good. And, open back hands.
Get
Now I
the economy
mean,
moving.
Jobs.
Exactly.
recognize everybody, talk to the youth them and be real, because I kind of feel like I could kind of talk to you them since I changed and I advanced, because I feel like I changed, but I still the same person. But since I the read, I don't see things different. I more like a realer person. I don't give people chance to bless people. I get blessed.
Okay,
That's
well,
it. So,
thanks.
yeah. So that's all I say.
Well, thanks for being here. It's been a pleasure once again
Yeah, what's
to
that?
get
I didn't-
perspective that's very refreshing, very enlightening, and I like to once again thank you for being here.
And if I could say something, Miss Peterson been my school teacher from old Elena, and she still is the same. And I wish you the best. And I see like people at St. Croix is really good people, and everybody just need to have a chance, man. Just love be real, Chuck. Yeah.
Thank you. Live,
Respect.
live, listen, learn, love, and levitate.
Respect. VI pray.